If we're having a conversation about the film landscape, Iron Lung is remarkable. YouTuber Markiplier directed, wrote, self-financed, and edited this, and his fans mounted a pressure campaign to get the movie in theaters, and then showed up for it. But I've generously watched 15 seconds of this guy's content over the decade plus he's been around. So this adaptation of a video game I played the night before seeing this has to just work as a movie, and I don't think he quite got there. The story takes place in a world where humanity has colonized space, and a rapture has made all the stars and planets disappear. Markiplier plays Simon, who's a convict tasked with exploring an ocean of blood on a nearby moon to find salvage in exchange for his freedom. And he finds that he is not alone. I do think it's important to highlight what he's adapting here. In this video game, you're a submarine with no window. You have a small map with an X and Y axis navigator, and you have to essentially summon the will of God to get through these tight trenches to get to 10 different points and take pictures with a radioactive camera in the back of the sub. It is essentially an elevated cosmic horror version of the slope-intercept math computer games that your middle school teacher might have made you play if you were struggling. So with that in mind, I do think that Markiplier does a very good job recreating the analog setting and environment of this sub. It's very claustrophobic. This is a very limited gimmick game, and the problem comes from when you have to tell an over 2-hour story because of it, and you have a guy who has some acting experience carrying this chamber piece on his own. He's fine. He's emotive when he's screaming. He's kind of talking through gritted teeth. I felt like he was trying to almost sound like Sam Worthington in Call of Duty Black Ops. But it all falls apart when he starts seeing apparitions on the sub and hearing voices over the radio that may or may not be there. A few images outside the sub are pretty striking, but we very rarely see them. The camera is just finding miraculous new ways to film this little tube. It just becomes pretty boring and mind-numbing after a while. I'm frankly shocked that this movie's Zoomer audience can pay attention for this long to something like this. I do think Markiplier might make a great movie someday, but he needs to start delegating and having people tell him when his length in particular is going off the rails, because under the weight of its own ambition towards very limited material, this kind of sinks.